Dermatology was one of the very first skincare lines that I fell in love with when I first started my channel almost 7 years ago. And Dermatology's July 4th sale is one of their biggest sales of the year. 25% off site-wide, potentially forever when you choose auto ship, plus a free gift. Now, over the years, I've done several dermatology videos. I've done best and worst. I ranked my top 10. So today I am narrowing it down a lot. And today I am sharing my top 5 most used, most repurchased dermatology products that I always have on hand. But before we get into the top 5, a little about dermatology. Now, I'm pretty sure that most of you are familiar with dermatology since it is a #1 bestseller with my viewers. But if you're not familiar with dermatology, they offer a full array of well-formulated, high-quality, cruelty-free, very reasonably priced skincare for every skin type and concern, from acne to anti-aging. All right, let's get into my top 5 most used dermatology products. Now, most of these will not come as a surprise. You have seen them in my skincare routine videos, in my makeup videos, and in my empties videos. Now, I am not ranking these, but I am starting with one of the products that I use literally every single day, and it is the Dermatology Luminous Eye Corrector. Now, this is part skincare and part makeup. It is a peach corrector that cancels and neutralizes the dark blue purple around my eyes. It comes in 4 shades. I have it in the second to the lightest shade, which is shade medium. Let me show you the consistency. There is the consistency. So like I said, it comes in 4 shades. I have it in the second to the lightest shade, shade medium. Shade light, which is the lightest shade, is really, really pale. And I think it would only work for the fairest of complexions. So if you have a light medium skin tone similar to mine, use the medium shade. Anyway, it's 4-in-1. Oh my gosh, it's so lightweight and silky. It's 4-in-1 because it corrects with that peach tone. It hydrates with ceramides and glycerin. It has anti-aging benefits with peptides, and it protects from the sun with mineral filters. Now, like I said, I do use this every single day, pretty much every single day, whether I'm wearing makeup or not. It very lightly neutralizes and cancels my dark blue around my eyes. Now, if I didn't already say this, I do want to note the difference between a corrector and a concealer is a corrector uses peach tones to cancel and neutralize blue-purple around the eye area. It's usually a little bit lighter weight and a little bit less pigmented than a concealer. A concealer uses pigment. It uses opacity to cover the dark blue-purple. And I actually use both a corrector to cancel and neutralize. That enables me to use less concealer. And the less concealer we use under eyes, the better. Anyway, like I said, I haven't been without this since it first launched a couple of years ago. It is one of my #1 most used dermatology products. Next up, we have Dermatology's Peptide Night Cream. This was actually my gateway to dermatology almost 6 years ago, and I still use and love it to this day. This is a gorgeous cream loaded with ceramides and peptides. It is rich, but I would call it medium weight. It's deeply moisturizing, yet it's not greasy. It soaks into the skin beautifully, and it is fragrance-free. Yeah, I don't detect any scent whatsoever. I think all the products I'm sharing today are fragrance-free except one, and I will make note of that as we get to it. Like I said, it absorbs beautifully. It's not greasy. It's deeply hydrating. It has 5 peptides, so it's anti-aging. And although they call it a night cream, I can use this both night and day. I tend to use it as a night cream in the summer when my skin isn't quite as dry, and a day cream in the winter when my skin is extra dry. However, this can be easily used both AM and PM. I cannot tell you how many of these I've gone through in the past 6 years. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be seeing all of these in my next empties video. Another product I've used non-stop since it launched a few years ago is DRMTLGY's Exfoliating Body Lotion. The 12% lactic acid gently, chemically exfoliates dead, dry, flaky skin, leaving my skin soft and smooth. And the glycerin and the peptides leave my skin very well hydrated. Now, this does have a little, this is fragrance free. It does have a very typical lactic acid scent, which I don't find unpleasant. It sort of smells a little bit like brown sugar, and it does dissipate. But I do think that this is one product that might have benefited from a little bit of added fragrance. Anyway, especially in the winter, my body skin can get so flaky that I feel like a shedding snake. Not with this. This keeps my body skin soft, smooth, and flake-free, and deeply moisturized. Now, lactic acid is an it is one of the more gentle alpha-hydroxy acids. Even so, I do recommend doing a patch test to make sure that you're not overly sensitive before you slather it all over the body. But my skin tolerates it very well, and I use this several times a week after a shower. Definitely a favorite, and I always have a backup. Now, DRMTLGY is very well known for its collection of high-quality, very affordable sunscreens. I think their sunscreens are in the mid-$20 range. With the 25% discount, that brings the pricing down to drugstore pricing. They offer mineral sunscreens, hybrid sunscreens, tinted and untinted. They also have a sunscreen powder and a sunscreen balm stick. My personal favorite is the Broad Spectrum SPF 45. Now this is a hybrid. It has both mineral and chemical filters, and it's untinted. And even though when you first apply it, it looks like you're going to have a white cast, once you work it into the skin and give it time to set down, the white cast completely disappears on my light to light medium skin tone. It's super lightweight, it dries down, it's not overly glowy, but yet it's moisturizing. I really do enjoy this sunscreen. Now, their other tinted sunscreens are also really popular. Unfortunately, the tint on those sunscreens is just a little bit too deep for my light skin tone. I keep hoping that DRMTLGY will come out with some more shades of their tinted sunscreens. The product that surprised me the most is definitely DRMTLGY's Microdermabrasion scrub. Now, normally I am not a fan of facial scrubs. They can be irritating and they can even give your skin micro tears. Not this one. The pumice is so finely milled, it's very gentle, and this also contains sugarcane extract. So this provides both chemical and physical exfoliation. You can see how well used and loved it is. It's so finely milled and gentle. And it also contains glycerin and ceramides and peptides, so it's really soothing on the skin. So what I do is I massage just a little bit into my skin with a little bit of water, very gentle circular motions. You really don't want to push or press too hard when you're using a scrub. What I do, now this is not on the directions, so do this at your own risk, but what I like to do is I massage it in with water, and then I leave it on my skin as a mask. I let it sit on my skin for about 5 or 10 minutes as a mask, and when I rinse this off, my skin is so incredibly soft and smooth, and it feels really hydrated. So I do recommend doing a patch test, but I have never had any kind of irritation, and I do use this about twice a week. And this is incredibly affordable. This is only $20, and again, 25% discount. Definitely drugstore pricing. Now, DRMTLGY has many other wonderful products. I will list some other favorites in the description box below, and please share your favorites. Now, the July 4th sale, 25% off, does end July 5th. So if you do happen to miss the sale, I always have a 20% discount code in the description box of all of my videos. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to keep watching, YouTube thinks you might enjoy this video up next. But if you do have to go, have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video.